Hello. Well, Timmy, are you still here? Looks like you're the only one here. Hopefully, people will show up. But I'm going to start off with this prayer book that I got from Millie, Weekend RVing. And the prayer today is called Spider, a prayer for patience. How patiently your spider spin its web, God, ready to enforce that which will nourish. Teach me by the spider's patience while I wait in snarled traffic, in doctor's office, in crawling shopping lines. Help me to work steadfastly at routine tasks and under daily stress, to endure the struggles, to tolerate the frustrations, to meet obligations, to preserve though I am exhausted. Help me to bear adversity, to persist in the face of hardship, to push past the disappointment, and to keep going when I would like to quit. Let me lean on you. Assure me that in my long hours you will listen and understand and respond. Remind me that your web of intricately spun promises will sustain me always. Amen. We also we also rejoice in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance, character, and character, hope. Romans 5:3 and 4. Hello, Jailbait and Tackle. Thank you for coming in. If you'd like to come up on the panel with me, you're more than welcome. The link is right above over there in the chat, and I was just about to do your shout out. Hello, Zed's Place. Thank you for coming. Hi, PSV Odyssey. Thank you for coming in. Mockingbirds. Hello and welcome. Oh, well, empty front card. But it's a card. I'm going to start with the card. And this is from Jailbait, who is in the chat. Jailbait and Tackle Outdoors. Thank you so much. Here's a card. Bunch of hellos. Hello, 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 and hello. Hello, Native Wild Man. And inside, he sent me one of his stickers. It's cool, isn't it? And it says, thank you for supporting Jailbait and Tackle Outdoors. And enjoy some movies. Gary. And I love these movies. And actually, I didn't remember that there's two movies in here that I did not remember them being. And that was The Born Loser and Billy Jack Goes to Washington. And I don't know which order they went in. I think Born Loser was the first one. Not sure if Billy Jack Goes to Washington was the second one or the last one. But this is one of my favorite movies, Billy Jack. And it's 4 DVDs, which is Born Loser, Billy Jack, The Trial of Billy Jack Goes to Washington. So I think, yeah, Billy Jack Goes to Washington, I do believe is the last one of the series. Awesome movie. If you haven't seen this movie, I suggest you watch it. Billy Jack was the best one. And then the second one, Billy Jack's Trial. That was really good one, too. And those are a gift given to me by Jailbait Jailbait and Tackle Outdoors. And so thank you so much. Can everybody hear me okay? And Gary, you're welcome to come up on the panel if you like. Like I said, I posted the link um, for StreamYard. It's up there. You'll have to scroll a little bit. And I pinned Gary's channel at the very top. So you guys, please check out Gary Jailbait and Outdoor, Jailbait and Tackle Outdoors. He's a really awesome guy. If I remember rightly, he was a police officer. So that tells you how awesome of a guy he was. He was out there protecting us from the bad guys. So I appreciate you, Gary. Thank you very much for your service to us, protecting us and keeping us safe. And hello. Hello, Gary.
Howdy.
How are you tonight?
All right. I'm so sorry. Two things I need to. Oh man, there's an echo here. I think I
I
need to.
don't hear it. Does anybody hear an echo?
I think I just fixed it. I think I just fixed it. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. I had two screens open at the same time apparently. Two things. One, I apologize. I was trying to hook up this contraption that I had unplugged, and I didn't realize when I had the headset on and hooked up the mic and all that. It's like a little bit of a process. I didn't realize I had the volume turned down on the mic. And so I'm like, I can see her lips moving. I can't hear her, I'm like, so I felt like an idiot. And then just to clarify, I was never a police officer. I was a civilian dispatcher for the Delaware State Police. I was never a police officer. I had a problem with my color vision. I didn't qualify uh, to
Oh,
to be a trooper. But I did a lot of stuff with
I
trooper.
thought you was because of the story. One of your stories you was talking about when you went out with them
Oh,
once.
I went out with them like for years, like literally, like if you added up all my time just doing ride-alongs, it was probably like 2 years of
Yeah, that's
service.
I think that's why I got the impression you was an actual police officer is
No,
because you
no,
was.
I always try to make it clear that like I was just a civilian dispatcher. I did a lot of ride-alongs,
Oh,
lot of interesting stories with troopers, but
well, you
um,
still served the community. You kept us safe by calling into the officers to send them to the right place to save everybody. So,
Somewhat, yes. So
yeah.
I missed your. I feel so bad because like I was like, oh, it was so nice of her to let me know she's doing this, and then I could see your lips moving. I'm like, oh, I wonder what she's saying. I'm like, I think that
Oh,
car.
I was talking. I was just showing the card, and I said hello, 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 kiss the card, and showing your stickers, and I read what you wrote, and I was mentioning that I didn't actually know about Born Loser and the Billy Jack Goes to Washington. Now I've seen Billy Jack and I've seen the trial of Billy Jack, but I didn't know about the other two. And so I was saying Born Loser, I believe, was the first one, and Going to Washington was the last one after
That
the trial.
probably sound. I totally forget. It's been so long.
Well, I once I looked at the back, I went, "Oh yeah, that's how it goes." Because I watched I started to watch just the Billy Jack, and then I pulled out the Born Loser, and I was reading the sleeve, and it said the first one on the series on it. So that gave me. I went, "Okay, well, I stopped the Billy Jack one, and I watched the first one,
I
Born
tried
Loser."
after I we had talked about that. I tried doing some research, and I couldn't find evidence one way or the other. I have a feeling my thought process was probably a little bit of a failure, but I know he was a martial arts expert in true life. I
Yeah.
thought this is where my memory gets a little foggy. I thought he was in the Green Beret at one time, and I couldn't really find any evidence of that, like on Wikipedia or anything like that. So I don't know what. So
For some
maybe
reason, that sounds about right to me. Like I did hear that myself that He was an actual Green Beret. And it's harder, isn't it, to become a Green Beret than anything else, right? You got to go
Uh,
through
it,
more rigorous and different kind of training.
it's weird. Like I don't know the exact levels. I know like you can go into different military levels, and there's different I guess perception, stuff like that. You can be like an Army Ranger, you can be Special Forces, you can be a Green Beret, you can be a Marine. There's all these different levels of things you can do in the military service. So I don't know the exact like rungs of what's supposed to be. Like I know Navy SEALs are like the top dog, um, perceptionally, stuff like that. But I watch a lot of YouTube videos about where there's a lot of combat where there's unified forces, and you'll hear stories of like Rangers saving Navy SEALs or vice versa and stuff like that. There was a kid I coached in high school football many years ago. He went into the Air Force, and think think his name was Chris Lewis, and he ended up getting a Silver Star. And he was in like I really don't know much about the military, like the Air Force. They have like a special unit or something like that, and he did apparently some amazing stuff. And so I'm sorry, I kind of you got me on a tangent there. I
It's all
apologize.
right. My stepbrother was in the Air Force, and he had a lot of stripes and wings and all kinds of stuff all over his uniform. I was really little um, when he went into the Air Force, so I really don't know anything myself about. I just know that he had that fancy uniform on with all the stripes and the wings and everything all over his uniform.
I have a real good friend of mine. When I say real good friend, we're very close. Um, I had done some like donation charitable things when he was a lieutenant and he was overseas and stuff like that. So we sent him like these big mega care packages, like 100 DVDs and like razors, shaving, like all these different things, like you like I mean, you name it. Like we had this mega stuff, and he's really cool dude. Really, he's now he's a major in the United States Marine Corps, and he's crazy as can be, but he's the nicest guy you'll ever meet. Do anything for you. He literally like he's told me some stories. Like one thing I respect with the mill. I know we're kind of getting off on a sub. I should probably shut up and let you talk. But
You're fine. I ain't got nothing to say. I'm
but
just listening.
now like one thing I always respected about the people that have been in combat stuff like that. I never ever have asked any one of my friends that have ever been in combat, or I've never said like, hey, tell me a story, or like I've never done that. Like you have to respect that because that's very very sacred. And like the friend of mine I'm talking about, who's a major now, he's done probably at least 6 tours, and he's been in some nasty stuff. He's in like a special I don't know how to describe it. Like he's kind of kept it secretive to me, but basically he's in a special Marine Corps unit that is specialized, and it's almost like they're like the Marine Corps equivalency of the Special Forces or something like that. And he's done some crazy stuff. He's told me a couple stories, and I'm not going to relay them on this platform, but some of them were like it's typical. I'll just use his first name, Billy, and some of the stuff is like like it's like yeah, this is what you see on YouTube. Like he tells you some he shared a little bit, and I don't like speaking out of house. It's not for me to speak for him, and he still is um, how do I want to say this? He's still a major in the Marine Corps, but basically is kind of like in limbo due to the mandatory shot thing.
Oh,
So
yeah,
he's kind of like in limbo right now, and that
I have my opinions on that. I try not to talk about that kind of stuff, but I will say this. My husband's mom and dad have gotten every single shot that
mhm,
that you're supposed to get. Me and my husband have never gotten it. We did get the first bout that came out, and we were sick for 2 weeks, and then we were fine. My father-in-law right now is very, very sick. Even though they've gotten every single shot, he's got it again, and he's very sick with it. This is the third time after they've constantly been getting the shots, third time that he's gotten downright sick from it.
I
And I worry about my mother-in-law getting it because, my father-in-law's got it, and they're not young people, and they're in their 80s, and so I'm worried about them. But you know I I don't understand it. Okay, my opinion is, why do it if it doesn't do any good?
my,
And
my
obviously it doesn't do any good, or my father-in-law wouldn't have gotten sick, deathly sick, for
my
3 times or whatever. My husband just yelled 3 times from it. And they've been loyal to keeping up with the shots.
my mother has had both shots. She is elderly and she's been in poor health. She's 89 now. Um, she's had both shots and had that ailment 4 times
Yeah,
after the shots 4 times.
this is what I'm saying is, what is it for? Okay? What is it for if it's not preventing people from getting sick?
This is true. This is another true story, and I'm not even making this stuff up. Like this, this made me laugh. Literally, like a week ago, my mom gets these 4 in-home test kits, and I'm like, "Aren't you like 4 times late on this?" Like she finally got one of these healthcare providers sent her 4 in-home test kits, and I just laughed. I'm like, she's already had it 4 times. Now you're sending it for a 4 pack. Well, you think she's going to get it like 8 times, or like it was like
We've never gotten the shot, me and my husband, and we've only gotten sick once. And I don't know how we got sick, but like I said, we were sick for a couple weeks. I mean, bedridden sick. Um, and I have chronic asthma and COPD. So I lived through it. It was hard. I used my inhaler. I did what I had to do to be able to breathe through it, and when you can't breathe, you also get nauseous, because I don't know why, but when you can't get enough air, it can make you nauseous on top of the fever and everything that comes with it. But um, I just I that's just my opinion. Okay, I'm not saying that nobody should do it or shouldn't do it. I'm saying my opinion is, what's the purpose if somebody's going to turn around and get sick again? And as far as a Marine Corps, my brother was a Marine, and a piece of something I didn't know. I thought, I always thought Marine. Okay, they stay on a ship. They target um, bad ships or submarines or whatever. That's what I thought. My brother was in Vietnam, and I forget what he called it. When they would find the holes in the ground where the bad guys would go in these holes, they would
Tu-
throw throw
tunnel rats.
right. They would throw the grenade or whatever down in there, And then after, they would send my brother down in those holes, because my brother, he wasn't a big guy, but he wasn't a little guy either. He was, he wasn't 6 foot. I know that. So I guess that's why he ended up with that job. But he had to go down in those holes and make sure that there was no bad guys living. And if there was, to bring them out. Um, Usually there was no bad guys left in the holes. But that is something that I did not know, was that Marines did that job, went on soil, the same as a military, the Army, more or less. I mean, it sounded like they were doing more or less the same thing as the Army. And I always believed Marines stayed on a ship until my brother was telling me stories about what he did.
The Marines are more like I haven't served in the military. I've done a lot of research on it. A lot of friends in the military. So if anybody out there is watching and my facts aren't correct, I apologize. This is my perception with my knowledge that I have. There's different levels. There's different, like if there's a perceived higher risk of danger, they're going to send different tactical units to that region. Like say, like for example, like Osama bin Laden, they sent the Navy SEALs there to do that. And there might have been on the back end some other counterintelligence from other agencies. Highly unlikely for that extraction or for that operation, but at different levels, if they feel there's a higher threat, they're going to send what the military perceives as higher ranked specialized units. So a lot of that time, it's like would be like the Marine Corps. You'll have your Army Special Forces or your rank, whatever it is. There's different levels. So like I don't please don't misinterpret this, but like your average like Army guys or whatever, they might be further back, or they may have what is perceived a less threatening situation on the back end. I hope I'm not being disrespectful to anybody. I'm trying to relay it best way I can based on the knowledge I have. But
No, you're fine.
that's basically it. Like if there's a real like poop's going to hit the storm, they're setting a higher level of people in there to have a higher success rate and also have a less casualty rate, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Our treasured home, welcome in. I'm sorry, everybody, if I'm not verbally saying welcome, but I'm trying to bring you up and at least wait, because I don't want to interrupt.
Did you have any other shout outs? Have I cut you off from the whole process?
This is all about you today.
I feel bad now. Like I should have.
Oh no, you're fine. I would probably would have skipped this Friday had I not needed to do a shout out for you.
Did you see my message earlier? Like when my volume was off, I haven't. You might have been replying, and I had my volume down. But have you listened to the music where Billy Jack is in the snake pit? That's how we got talking about Billy Jack and everything.
I haven't gotten to that one yet.
When you were doing the flute, and I told you that was a few weeks ago, whatever it was. I'm sorry, I was late on sending the package, but I told you, I was like, that reminds me of Billy Jack when he enters the rattlesnake pit, and so like if you can listen to that when you find it. I think it was like these titles better than I do. I always thought that it was. Honestly, I know what the packaging says. I always thought it was like Billy Jack, and then there was the ode to Billy Jack, and then Billy Jack.
That's what I thought. But the ode to Billy Jack is actually about it's the coal miner's daughter. The boy that commits suicide off of oh, what's the name of the bridge? Um,
I don't
I
remember
can't
that.
remember, but it's called Ode to Billy. Ode to Billy, not Billy Jack, but Ode to Billy Joe. That's
Oh, is that? Oh, maybe I misunderstood that.
yeah.
So it's not related to Billy Jack. It's a different.
No, that
Uh,
one was from the coal miner's daughter. That
okay,
Ode,
that's my
Ode to
bad then.
Billy Joe, and it's because he commits suicide off of the Tallahassee Bridge. That's it. He
Oh,
commits
okay.
suicide off the Tallahassee Bridge.
Okay, that's my bad then. All right,
Oh, One Tin Soldier. One Tin Soldier
that was
rides
a
with.
good. I told you before when we were talking about this. Uh, a lot of people don't know this. Like this is like you. I mean, Billy Jack. That was like what 40, 50 years ago, whatever. And Thomas Laughlin was married to his love interest in that series. Deborah, what was her name? Deborah. It's probably on your package, your DVD set. His wife. That's his true wife. There.
Yeah, yeah, the teacher at the school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew
What's
that.
what's her? I forget her name now. I can see
Let's
her
see
face
if
plain
I
as.
let's see if I can find.
And I think remember the girl that played the guitar, the young girl. That always made me cry too because it reminds me
Yeah.
of my friend Billy the Marine. Every time I rewatch that, where it says "Billy, don't be a hero," I think that was their daughter.
Oh,
When
is it?
yeah, the girl that was playing the guitar and at the little their little community center, whatever you want to call it.
Teresa Christiana.
I don't think that's it. No.
It says. Oh no, that's. Hold on.
If you said the name, I'll know it.
Tom Laughlin and Dolores Tyler.
That
Taylor.
I
Dolores.
think it's Dolores. Yeah, Dolores. I think. Yeah.
Dolores Taylor. Yeah, and I'm trying to see if it says anybody. It's not saying anybody else's name on here, but yeah, I knew that she was his real wife,
Yeah.
and
You know, like this is like I won't. I'll just. I was going to say something. I won't. I won't. But um,
they
he
did a
was a
good
real. He
job.
was.
She was in the school crying right before they were trying to get him out of the school with the girl. He had himself locked in,
Mhm.
and she came in to talk to him, and I mean, she probably was, I'm assuming, thinking, what if this really happened to my husband? Because she did an awesome job at her emotions and just the
He,
way.
if I'm not mistaken, like Billy, he was like Billy Jack was like the producer, director of the whole nine yards, and I think he did most of all that. You know, all those movies. So pretty talented individual. You know. So I
Billy Joe McAllister jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge.
yeah, there you go.
She says, dang, too many songs stuck in my head. uh,
I'll never forget the one quote from Billy Jack when he's up against the guy Posey, the big wig, the guy that had all the money in the town.
yeah, yeah.
Remember they had the square, and then
The mayor, right?
yeah, I
Wasn't
think it
he
was
the.
the mayor or I don't know. He's a big influence. I forget what his role was, but he actually he was calling all the shots around, and
Yeah.
where they had that scene in the coffee shop where they poured the flour over the one guy and the Indian
And
guy,
the little girl and everybody.
and all that, and then Billy Jack had that like you could hear the flute music. He could his vibes. He knew something was wrong with his Jeep, and they had pulled the wires off the spark
The
plugs,
spark
and
plug,
then he
yeah.
goes out into the square, and it was so funny. That square reminds me of like McKinney, Texas. Just watching that, it was like it touched my heart so much. But then he's has his shoes off. He knows he's about to go into like a setup, and since he's a black belt, he's feeling pretty confident. And then all of a sudden you see the people come behind the trees and everything. Everybody's trying to surround him, and then when he's face to face with Posey, he's talking to him, and he's kind of got I loved his hat. His hat was so flat and crisp and everything. And he says, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. He says, I'm gonna take my right foot and I'm gonna whop it on the left side of your face. He goes, you know what? And then Posey goes, no, what? He goes, you're not gonna be able to do a damn thing about it. He goes, whack, and just whops him exactly.
Before the guy even could turn around, I mean, and come up with another word, it was like done deal. Yeah,
that was a beautiful movie. I loved it. It was so. It makes it.
And it's clean too. You don't hear a lot of vulgarity and a lot of sexual.
There was the one gal got. I'll use the R word. She got violated, and that set him off. Where he.
Yeah, his wife. Yeah. The teacher.
Well, there was another gal.
Oh, too. In the first movie, when he's up against the bikers.
It's so funny because you're saying like what I remember is the first movie. You're saying is the second movie. I don't remember, but I just know that.
Well, the teacher gets raped in the second one by the mayor's son, but in the first one.
He makes the guy drive the Corvette into the lake or the river, or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And that was when he did something to the Indian boy. And then he had that girl in his car, and they were like starting to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And he told her to get out of the car, and he made the boy drive the car into the lake.
Yeah, exactly.
But in the first one. Is when he was up against the bikers, and they were drugging and raping those teenage girls, and then they took the young lady that was traveling through on her motorcycle and raped her also, and Billy Jack just got justice on them all.
For some reason I don't remember that one. I'm not saying I haven't seen it. I know every video that you have there I've watched, and if it's in that one, for some reason I don't remember that. But
yeah, the first, like I said, I didn't even remember the first one or the last one. I haven't watched the last one yet, and I'm just I haven't even watched Billy Jack all the way yet because I've got my great nephew here, and I'm watching them a lot, so I just really don't have the time, a lot of the time, to sit down and spend to watch a movie. I mean, it's over an hour, a little over an hour. But I remember it from memory. See, I've got a really good memory when it comes to movies. For some reason, I can remember movies. I'll be sitting there watching and know in the next scene what's coming up. Even if I haven't seen it in forever, I can know, okay, I know what's going to happen next. But I have a terrible memory. I mean, I can't remember names. And everything else is lost to me. It's really strange how that works.
Well, I certainly hope you get some enjoyment out of it. I really like those. I realized, in my transition in life, I said, you know what, your flute music really inspired me, like with the memories of Billy Jack, and then you seem to like it, so I was like, let me just gift it to you and let you, you can use it for a while, keep it, pay it forward or whatever. But if one day, I seriously mean this, if you can listen to the rattle, I'm sure you hear all that. I'm sorry. Can you hear all that noise in the background?
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know. There's like bikers or something like that. We're not even close to the road, but apparently this mic it's called a Blue Yeti, and apparently it's like real sensitive. Like I always hear people make comments like, "We can hear the crickets." I'm like, "Oh, everybody else is inside." I realize they're talking about my mic. I always hear that, and especially it's harder for me to hear that when I have the headphones on. But um,
Yeah, the headphones block out for if you're wearing headphones. It blocks out everything else so that you can concentrate on what you're doing. I've got a really good pair, but those big headphones. I don't know if anybody else experiences it, but once you wear them for a little while, it actually will start making your ears hurt.
my ears never hurt, but what I do like, it's so funny because I'm so glad that I started wearing this more often because I would like I had to transition living with my mom here, and so I would put these on late at night. I would do a lot of stuff in the house, and then I realized, let me just go out here to Lanai. But when I put the headphones on, I actually, it's funny because it's like in stereo. It's really nice. Where when I have this unplugged and I'm just listening to the laptop, it's a totally different sound. It's what do you call that? Surround sound or whatever. It's a bit different
Yeah.
experience. I love having the headphones on, because it's you you sometimes it's in the right ear, left ear, or whatever. It's really a cool experience. But
So
it,
so are wait, do you just do lives where you're telling the stories of things that you've seen with the
uh,
police force?
now I do. I don't. Matter of fact, I don't think I've done any lives. I could be. I think I'm up to 78 story times. Is that if
Let
that's what
me
you're
let
talking
me
about?
give me just a second. I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna open a new tab over here and pull up your channel. Let's see. Oh, how come it's saying not found? That's weird. Let's see. I pinned your. Oops. I pinned your channel at the top. Let's see.
Thank you.
I don't know why it's not letting me just go to it. Let's see. Okay, go to channel. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. No, it went to my channel. Why? Why did it go to my channel? That's weird. Okay. It'll take me just a second. You can keep talking. I'm just
All right.
trying to get to your channel. I
So,
guess I'm not gonna. Could somebody try that link that I put up there at the top and tell me if it takes you to Gary's channel? Because I just tried it and it wasn't letting me.
hmm,
Let me go over here. Okay, you've got 394 friends on your channel.
close to four. I'm so close to four. If you have
It,
six friends in here, want
it
to help a
doesn't tell
brother
me
out,
how many videos you have in here.
it's a lot. It's like 460. I'm not really good at YouTube. I'm not going to lie to you. Like editing is
You
not.
do have one in here that is Swamp Cabbage Festival
Mhm,
2023,
mhm.
but the rest of them, well, here's another one. No, that's a story time also. Let's see. Most of them look like they're story times. You do have a fish talk, triple tail.
Yeah, it's
um,
just I've been a little negligent on certain categories ever since the hurricane. My life's been chaos, but I felt really good. I had like a regular system going on prior to the
uh,
hurricane. Like I would do shout out Saturdays and with best of my capabilities, and then like after then the hurricane hit, and then basically I'm not proud to admit this, but um,
you have a mini mystery tackle box reveal. A lot of
mhm.
a lot of the what I'm seeing is you in different places telling your stories.
Trying to, yeah.
You,
I
you
enjoy
do,
the story time telling, and it's so funny when I started it. It was just like what can I do today? Oh, let me tell a story, right? So I'm thinking like, I'm only going to have 10 stories in my life to tell. Now I realize like I'm almost up to 80 and I know I have more. Like I just jotted down two memories tonight on
Is
some
it okay
story
if I share one of your videos?
to just tell me which one it is and I'll tell you if it's a good one
It
or
is exploring the Manatee Park.
that's not a bad one. It's a little bit long. Um,
Oh,
you
I
can
won't
do
show the whole thing. I'm just going to
That's
give
fine.
people a
It
taste.
wasn't the quality of because there was glare off the water. You can see the manatees a little bit, but yeah, you can do that. I'm gonna hit the mute button. I'm gonna hit the little boys' room, and I'll be right back.
All right.
All right, so you can narrate.
Let's see. Exploring many. Okay, there it is. Share. This is
We are
just
Lee
a
Tackle
taste to
Outdoors
y'all
here,
of history.
and we are at Manatee Park, Lee County, Florida. I hope you're going to enjoy this video, hopefully. There's a lot of nice sights to see here, and we picked a cold day to make the tour, and there's a reason for that. So kind of want to give you a quick panoramic view. This is the restroom area. There's a gift shop here. This is a great area
Hello,
to bring
Cornucopia.
kids,
How
educational.
about
That's
Margie?
what a real manatee would look like. Large body, small head. Here's some of the sights. And we're going to come up on the entrance placard here. There's a lot of little placards describing things about the park. Why do
She's not
manatees
here
come to
right now,
Manatee
so I don't
Park?
know, Sarah.
It's very, very educational. Um, there's a little map, a layout of the area here. So we're going to go down here. This is take 2 for me. I kind of screwed up take 1, which is par for the course. But we're going to walk down this
Thank
path.
you.
There's an observation area down here. And I'm going to show you a couple of the placards and such on the way. And then we're going to learn more about the manatee and other visitors to the Manatee Park.
Oh, so it's
Osprey, black vulture, blue crab, tarpon, black racer, American alligator. It's very cool, very cool. Nature is amazing. It's a beautiful thing. That's why they call our area here in Southwest Florida paradise. So the tourist saying is welcome to paradise. Some of the things you will see, talking about a lot of the birds here. It is very cool. So we are right next to Palm Beach Boulevard, which is the road that takes you to Alva, Florida. That's where I do a lot of my sales. I'll be there tomorrow. But here's some information showing what the skeleton of a manatee would look like. Placard describing the anatomy of a manatee. The history of Florida Power and Light Company. The reason all the manatee come to this area is because of the water temperature is a lot warmer here due to the power plant. Here's some another placard. Butterflies of Lee County, Florida. So we're going to go down here. You're going to see the manatee surface.
Thank you for sharing this, by the way.
Talking about the native fish of Manatee Park. And you're going to see tarpon, snook, striped mullet, Crevel jack, red deer sunfish, bluegill, largemouth bass. So that means it's brackish water here. So we're going to get closer down here. The observation point across the street you'll see is the power plant. The water is much, much warmer here. I tell people this is where the manatee come to cuddle. They like the warmer temperatures.
all right. Now, I just got you guys. If you want to see the rest of the video, you got to go over to Gary's channel and check it out. I dropped the link for that video in the chat. And if you follow that link, then you can find his channel from there. And I hope you all will give him some friendships. He's still growing just like me. Hello, the Stock Nora, the Stock Explorer. Thank you for coming. Hi, Corner Cobalt Club. I'll say it right in a minute. Corner Clubhouse Cobalt. Yeah. Thank you for coming in. But yeah, he tells a lot of stories from when he was. Well, you go ahead and tell them.
Just life experiences, like some, it's funny, like the ones that I think are interesting and um, it's like doing shorts videos, so to speak. Like the ones you think like are gonna like take off and be great, sometimes flop, and then like when you plan a regular long format video and you think it's going to be great, sometimes they flop, or vice versa, stuff like that. So like like I know it has a lot to do with algorithm and the theme of what my channel is supposed to be about, but I kind of like uh due to life circumstances are more like a variety channel. So anything related to like law enforcement doesn't seem to really take off. And sometimes I'm sensitive to that because is this people just not respecting law enforcement, or is this just the YouTube algorithm or what have you? But like I always think to myself as I'm doing these story time episodes, like I always think like, what if somebody asked me, what do you think what would your top 5 story times be? And then I'm like, now I always test myself if I ever get that question, and then I'm always thinking like, wow, like one as a teaser, when I did a ride along with a trooper who was kind of like a father and a big brother all rolled into one. When this biker came out like 2:30 in the morning, running towards our unmarked police car on my side, the passenger side, with a rifle in the dark, pitch black dark, and I realized we had the window down. It was like a Dodge Diplomat, and I tell Julio, I was like, this dude's got a rifle. He's like, huh? And at that point, this guy was closing ground. And I'm thinking, like, we're about to both be KIA here, right? So I yelled out the window. I'm like, freeze. And the guy listened to me. I'm like, oh, like he doesn't know, like, I'm 19 years old and I'm just in a suit and tie. He doesn't know because he can't see too well either. And I'm like, place your weapon at your feet. He's listening to me. He does this, right? This big burly biker looking dude, right? So I'm like, holy, this guy's about to cap us, man. You better get your ass out of the car, And he's like, what? I'm like, son of a bitch, I just made him put his rifle on the ground, and turned out he had already fired at his brother and another guy. They were drunk behind a bar, and he took shots at him. Like, this guy had already discharged his weapon, and they're like, I'm not saying that's the number one, but that's the one that comes to my mind that makes me laugh, that like that one didn't get a whole lot of traction. And I thought that was one of the better ones. And that was a true story. And then, so the troopers spent all night trying to figure out if they're going to charge this guy with attempted murder and all this stuff. But anyway, I'm going to shut up and let other people talk.
Oh, you're fine. Hello, Dola.
Hey.
How are you tonight?
All right, I guess.
Alley Cat. I like that name. That sounds pretty cool. Catchy.
Dola. Oh, I just Osio Dola is hello, sister. Her name is Alley Cat, Prepared Life, or Sarah, as we call her.
I feel bad because like I'm only on the StreamYard and I can't type on the comments. So I glance up every once in a while reading some comments and I don't have the YouTube portion of it open. So I apologize. Anybody who's been trying to comment to me or you or ask questions because I have no way of
Um,
commenting to strictly on
yeah,
stream.
Margie says she used to work in the Federal Law Enforcement Agency doing clerical duties.
Hmm.
So,
That's good stuff too. I mean, they hear a lot of stories. I know that for a fact.
oh yeah, they probably see all the paperwork on all the bad guys, know exactly happened through just paperwork. Filing that stuff away and making sure it gets in the right places.
I put a message in the private chat for
I
you.
seen it. Hold on. Let's see. Go over here. I been letting Kenny take care of everything, but let me see where.
While you guys are doing that, I did see a couple. Like I saw Nora. I know. Let me
There you
see
go,
if I can
Sarah.
scroll up to some people that I'm friends with, and I'm sorry, Native Wild Man, and I'm sorry I missed some of these folks. There's a
Cass
new.
Love is she has two different channels. One is the Tarot, which is the one she's coming in tonight on, and the other one is Crafts, I do believe, right? Right, Cass Love? The other one is Crafting, and I'm friends with both of her channels.
Okay.
Uh-oh, we lost Sarah. She'll come back. She might be having internet problems. Um, so I'm not sure what to ask. But I wanted to help you to maybe make a few friends on your channel. I respect you. I like your stories. I made the mistake of thinking you were a police officer because of your stories, but you've clarified that it's because you rode along with them a lot.
Mhm. I was a
And
civilian dispatcher. Yet, like in one of my recent stories, I talk about this is funny. It's like it was like slap in the face in a way. But um, when I worked in communications, a lot of times they would send troopers uh, into communications for whatever reason, like if they were on like light duty or they weren't fit for the road or just different things. And I would laugh because like I was a civilian supervisor in communications, but I'm training these troopers. You know, I'm unfit to be a trooper because of my color deficiency, allegedly,
oh, you're
and and,
colorblind.
and then I'm training all these troopers who like some of not I shouldn't say all of them, but the ones in some of the ones in communicate were either like on an injury status or like there was one guy, Corporal Foraker, really nice guy. His he was like 6 months from retirement, and his wife had just died of cancer, and he had two teenage daughters. So they pretty much gave him a soft schedule until retirement, which I thought that was great. He was a good guy to work with, and just just but like at times like I'm like, you hired this guy as a trooper and I can't be a trooper. I'm like, you got to be you. They had this one trooper. I kid you not, and trust me, I love the Delaware State Police back then. I don't know much about them now because I've been moved away for a while. But this one guy was a mechanic at Troop One, and but he was really I guess you could say he talked a lot. He had gift of gab, so to speak. The captain there at the barracks like really pushed for him. He says, "Why don't you try and become a trooper?" The guy had been in the Navy a little bit, and he in my opinion he was not trooper uh, quality material. And one of the stipulations was they finally did hire him and pushed him through the police academy. But they've never done this before in state police history. They mandated he had to have a little pocket dictionary because he didn't know how to spell. Like when he would do a police report, I'm like, oh my God, like you gotta be kidding me. He ended up being one of the guys I ended up having to train, and he ultimately got fired. But I was like, oh Lordy. But
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make me some time to watch the Billy Jack and the Trial of Billy Jack. I did, like I said, I put in Billy Jack the other day, but I babysit a 5-year-old, my great nephew, a lot, and he's a handful sometimes. And so, when he calls, you got to give him your attention, because he don't take no for an answer. It's like he wants your attention and he wants it right now. So, I will find a time when I got free time to sit down and watch those two. Like I said, I'm pretty good at, once I start watching something, I'll usually know what's coming, as it goes along. When I've seen the movie, if it's something that I really, really like, I'll remember it. But there has been a few times that I've tried to rewatch something from the old days like that, and I was like, God, what was I thinking? It's so corny. I mean, we didn't have the stuff we have nowadays to make movies so more animated, or I don't know if that's what I'm looking for, but the animations like Avatar and those kind of, and like I just started watching this TV series called Once Upon a Time, and it's storybook characters that come into our world through a curse that the Wicked Witch put on them.
you have to
And
mention the curse. Like I've been living with this curse for so long, and the curse hit me really bad today, really bad. And then like I'm trying to forget about it, and I was actually feeling jovial until you just said the curse. I'm like, oh my gosh! Now it just reminds me like my life's a train wreck, and like
my niece gave me something to keep me safe from curses.
tell her
I
to
haven't,
make me one. I need a whole body wrap for.
I haven't taken it off since she gave it to me. I forget what she called it, some kind of eye of protection or something, like an eye of protection. When she went to Mexico, she picked it up and she brought it back and gave it to me. So yeah, I haven't taken it off since she gave it to me. Everything's been pretty good, except for I had the other night I had a ceramic, like buffalo. It was like a buffalo skull, but it was ceramic,
Mhm.
hanging on my wall. And every once in a great while, we get mice. And the darn thing, I was like in the REM sleep, about to go to sleep, and I could hear that thing chewing. And it sounded so loud, it sounded like a rat. Okay, it didn't sound like a little tiny mouse chewing, it sounded like a rat chewing. And so I sat up in the bed and, not thinking about it, I was half groggy, and I went bang bang on my wall where the mouse was. And that thing came down and went right on my head and shattered on my head, and my head went kind of down
Oh
with the
no.
pressure. I got a pretty good goose egg right there from it, and it pulled my neck pretty good. So I think I pinched some nerves with the pressure of going down.
Oh no.
The day before yesterday, and I still, I'm okay. I'm getting better with each day, but the darn headache keeps wanting to come back.
I, when you're talking about the mouse, or this is too short to be a official story time, but I'll never forget. I was working for this company. I would get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'll never forget. It was like 4 in the morning. I'm laying in bed, and I probably can't even do a proper visual because I have my hat on here, but I'm sleeping, and all of a sudden I feel something land on my forehead right? And I'm like, I realized, like, after I woke up, I realized it was like one of those little green tree frogs somehow got in the house, and like you could feel the suction cup feet. So like now I like swat it, and then now I spend the next hour wide awake, turning all the lights, trying to catch this daggone frog that's hopping all around. And then, I finally catch it and get it outside. And then, like, I'm supposed to get up like less than an hour later. How do you sleep after that? So I understand the rat in the middle of the night part.
Yeah, those things. It's amazing how loud they can be. They're they're only about this small, and yet the sound, like I said, it sounded like a rat this size when they're in the walls chewing. And we live in a mobile home, so I worry about our wiring and stuff when those little buggers get in there. And
Hmm.
we've got those little boxes that they
Hmm.
go inside of, and they get the poison.
The rat motel, or what do they call that? The mouse
Yeah, we've got
motel.
them inside the cabinets because we've got two little dogs, and I worry about them getting a hold of poison. So we
Hmm.
bought those, and we've got them all over in the kitchen and here and there in cabinets, closets, and stuff where the dogs can't get to them. And but it takes them a while, and when we know that there's an issue with them, we try to remember to pick the dogs' foods up at night, and we stick that in the fridge overnight so that they don't have anything else to go after except for the rat poison. Um, it's really sad. I hate killing anything. I'm a vegetarian. I don't eat animals. I don't like, I mean, I say prayers at night for the sparrows out in my yard and my tree. Honest. I really don't like to hurt any living thing. And come to find out, neither does my husband because as much as he likes to fish and he likes to eat fish, he said he feels really bad catching fish because they're alive and you're taking a life, even if it's a fish. Looking at fish's eyes and you know they look like eyes and with emotion behind them. It's like I want food. But yeah, I don't like to see them poisoned, and it's horrible. But I also don't want my house to burn down because they've chewed down the wires.
Hmm.
It's
Exactly.
a cost 22, and I wish I could somehow get it. And I thought about getting those. They're like I want to say an alarm type thing that you plug into your wall and it submits a sound. But I worry about my dogs, and would that sound hurt my dog's ears? Because when I play my flute, my dog will sit down there and whine and cry on one of my flutes anyway. The pitch of it hurts his ears. Hello, Timmy Ray. Thank you for coming in. I I guess I should be paying attention to our friends here in the chat too.
How are
Uh,
you doing on likes and thumbs up and all that good stuff? You doing okay?
I have got my hours. I have over 5,000 and something in my hours, but I've only got 300. Last time I looked was like 355 or 56 friends.
Okay. I mean,
So,
for the tonight's video, because
for tonight, I don't know. Let me see. Let me open a
I
tab
don't
up
have the
here.
YouTube page open.
Hold on. I gotta go up here and open a tab, and I'll let you know. Hopefully it's doing good. I always tend to think that I didn't do so good, and then my husband's like, "What are you talking about? You did awesome." Have you seen how many people came in? Did you see how many likes you got? And
The
I'm like,
thing that's cool about doing these live streams, like right now, like you're in a
hold on.
tough time slot right now because it's Friday night and different time zones, what have you. But it doesn't count towards your watch hours until people watch the replay.
Oh well, it's saying I only have well, now 19 thumbs up,
Oh, that's good.
11 people watching.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's not too bad.
That's
I guess,
you got more thumbs up than watching. That's a good ratio.
yeah, I tend to have them stop in and then pop out. But I appreciate everybody. Hello, Ashley. I have not seen you in quite a while, hon. Thank you for coming in. And Maggie just said 19 thumbs.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to ask
Mark,
you a question.
what's that?
If you had to bust out a story time for us right now, anything, it could be any topic, anything that's ever happened to you in your life. If you had any strange, like comical experiences, dangerous experiences, anything life threatening, or just whip out a story time for us. Do it
Mm,
for us live.
a lot of scary situations. I used to travel around the U.S.
Okay.
and my preferred way of doing so was truck drivers. And I was a carny for from the age of 12 until I would off and on, during the seasons of the carnivals. I started off with the Davis shows here in Washington State, and I would travel with them until they went to shop, in to shop during the winter down south. I forget what state it is. That I think it was Tennessee is where their shop was. I'm not positive, but I think. And then from there, I would join smaller carnivals. But when the carnival season would be over, I would travel with truck drivers. Now, back in the 80s, I need to see you first, Zed, before I can bring you up, and then you can hide, but I need to see your face, hon. Hello, hello. Okay. You can hide yourself if you want. Hello, Zed. But I guess the scariest thing that ever happened is in the 80s. I think it was the early 80s or late 70s. I got a it was really cold. It was like real slushy and everything. I had lost everything prior from another truck driver taking off with all of my belongings, even my shoes. So I was hitchhiking in a couple layers of socks only in slushy snow. I was desperate to get a ride and get out of the cold. And I knew better when I went to this particular truck. The guy was really skinny. And he went back into his sleeper and rigged himself up. Now, I'm sure you know what I mean by that, Gary. He rigged himself up, did his thing, and I should have got out right then. Um, and we went off. Well, I get car sick really, really bad. So I tend to fall asleep. And it got to a point where I would sleep and I would know when a truck would stop. And it would wake me up instantly when the truck would stop. And it was really late at night, and the truck driver had pulled off of the freeway and was under some kind of underpass thing below the freeway. And I woke up with him pinning me down.
Uh-oh.
And I was a squirmy, wiggly little thing. And I got away. I somehow squiggled my way out, and I jumped from the top of that. I opened the door and I jumped. I had no shoes on, lost everything, but I didn't lose my life, and I knew I was going to. And so I jumped and I ran off into the bushes and I hid, and I could see the guy's silhouette in the truck because of the light behind him, and he was yelling for me to come back. Come back. I'm not going to hurt you. Come back. And I didn't. I stayed hidden down in the brush until I saw him pull away. Then later, I was sitting in a truck stop. It was quite a few months later. I was sitting in a truck stop and I was watching a news thing. And they showed, I can't remember the guy's name, but it was a truck driver that had committed a lot of murders of females on the road. And I realized that it was that guy.
Mm.
The guy that was going from state to state and he was killing female hitchhikers and stuff. And so, yeah, I guess that would have been the most scariest situation I had ever been in.
Yeah, that sounds
But
pretty
I
bad.
react. I don't think, I just react. And that's something that I've always done. I don't think, I react. And, I've never, it's always saved my life. I think God talks to me in my head and says, do this right now. And I do. And possessions are possessions, but your life is your life. And there ain't no possession in this world worth your life. And so there's been a few times that it was scary enough that I lost everything I own more than once to get out of a very scary situation as a young girl. And like I said, I've been on my own from the age of 12 until I was 22 when I finally was able to settle down and get stable. And I've never had to live that life again since then. So
That's good.
I'm trying to think of something comical, something funny. And right now,
Well, let me help you out. I mean, if you're a carny, I mean, there's got to be some funny stories doing that road trip. I'm sure you've got. This is.
well,
I'm going to throw one out to you. This is no BS. This is so funny. A gal I dated when I lived in Bath County, Virginia. Um, After I moved here to Florida, and somehow she messaged me or what, I don't know. We got talking, and she actually she went for like a year. She went on to be a carny. She showed me pictures of her on an elephant and all this stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, that is her 100%. But
yeah, it always strikes me funny when I was working the carnival and people would come in so drunk and then get on these rides. And there was one time I felt sorry for the ride guy. Okay, the guy running the ride because it was the one that spins
the
and then the
zipper
floor drops out.
was it the zipper?
No, the zipper is the cage. It goes up and
I thought.
around real fast and then kind of spins like that. Uh, I, at least I think it was. It's like you walk in and you're up against the wall and you get belted against the wall and the
Oh yeah,
gravity
yeah.
of it holds you. Oh, this really, really, really drunk big guy goes in there and does the ride. And the guy running the ride was trying to help him, get down the stairs. He was like in front of him and he was trying to help the guy. And the guy leans over towards him.
Y'all have a good night.
Oh, Zed, I'm sorry. We're not letting you have a chance to talk.
No, that's fine. I mean, I'm just listening.
But it comes out and it goes all over the carny guy's face, mouth.
Oh no.
And then he started getting sick. But it don't sound like it was funny, but it was very funny. If you would have been there. Hi,
That's
Mark. Hello, Zed. Now tell us about you.
I'm on my next stream.
You're a what?
I'll do it on my next stream live.
Oh, you don't want to try to get people to come check you out?
People, I don't worry about people come checking me out. I mean, if people want to come look at me and see who I am, great. If they don't, it doesn't matter.
Where are you from, Zed?
Originally from my mom. I miss her so much. She taught me a lot, and she's gone, and now living in Tennessee.
Okay.
You know, next to Chattanooga, Tennessee, and you know, I'm just getting into this YouTube thing going and meeting some new people out here, some really good people, and everybody that I see here in chat, music, night, quiet listener, yourself, and you know, you got some good people in this content. I started in YouTube last year in the scratch-off tickets, and I met a couple bad people there, but then I met a great people there. So, you know, I just try to do my own thing. I mean, you can go check my channel out. I'm just posting my life. That's all I do.
Exactly.
I don't care about getting subs. I don't care about anything really.
Well, I'm trying to build my channel. I have a goal, and my goal is to hit that 1K again, because my old channel, I had already hit my 1K, and I was just working on my hours. I was so close. I was at 4,000 and some, or 3,000 and something hours.
Why?
It's just a goal, and you know, my grandma always said every penny counts. I know
So
you're not.
why do you want to reach a goal on YouTube?
Doesn't everybody want to reach some kind of a goal? I'm disabled, and so it's just a goal. It's.
I'm old. I'm old, and I hurt, but I'm not reaching for a goal on YouTube. I mean, I'm not there to reach a goal on YouTube. It's not going to be my retirement. You know, I'm not trying to be liked.
No. You're not going to get. Nobody's
if you like
getting
me,
rich.
then like me. If you don't, you don't. I mean, I'm not looking for anything on YouTube. I mean, I'm not trying to put YouTube down. I'm not trying to put you down or anybody else on YouTube. I want to be, you know, I want out there. I'm out there to meet new people that, you know, they're just out there to have fun and enjoy life.
You know, I like playing my flute. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I like playing my flute, and I like making friends. And I like to make friends that want to be friends beyond YouTube, honestly. And I have made a few of those kind of friends. KK's one of them. Sarah's one of them. My Dola. And there's been a few others that I talk to through Messenger and have my phone number so that they can call me if they wish, and we can talk on the phone. And so I love it when I can make those kind of awesome friendships. And yes, that is what it is about.
That's
YouTube,
exactly
however,
what it's about. You know, it's not about reaching a goal. It's just being yourself.
Yeah.
Well, can I make a comment on that? Is that okay, sir?
Go ahead.
The my thing, like Victoria was kind of like touched on it a little bit. Like I have two different comments, I guess. Like, and the way I talk, it could turn into 32. But basically, one is when I started it. I'm going to tell you exactly why, and I'm going to mention a famous channel. I'm not trying to ride on their coattails or anything. I just want to share my experience. So I was watching a lot of the Crockers, Jason Crocker, And a long time back, he said, if you're afraid to do YouTube, just do it. Do one video a day per day, just do that. So I started doing that. And like, honestly, if like my content is still like god awful. If you go back to the beginning, you will look at some of the stuff I did. And I'm like, I even polled some people like, should I remove this? Cause I really look like, a dummy. And because it's like, I didn't even know how to turn on the camera. I'm all over the place. I'm filming the ground, like literally like, I'm in the Everglades trying to film alligators. But anyway, my point is, I don't think there's anything wrong with having goals. Like if you have a desire, like you can make. Most people are not going to make a large amount of money from YouTube, but you can have like basically like a residual income from YouTube. It's not like I'm not there yet. I'm like, too many things have happened. I don't know how to edit properly and everything. That, and then the one thing Victoria mentioned was you can meet some most amazing friendships. Like I'll give you an example. Like JJ
Exactly.
Drones, JJ Drones, a guy named Jason Johnson. He's in Quinnipiac, Michigan, right near Wisconsin, and like I would jump in front of a train for that man. I mean, like, just such a cool dude, And there's a lot of other people like that. There's LB from Women Outdoors. Nora seems like a really nice lady. There's so many friends that geographically we're not close. We've never shared a cup of coffee or, had food at a barbecue together. One day, that's my goal is hopefully in the next year, I can go on this massive road trip with an RV and just go around and meet all my YouTube friends and call it my bucket list. But I don't think there's a problem with goals. Everybody has different goals. Like everybody has a different reason for getting into YouTube. Like I would love to have 100,000 subscribers and not have to get up and go do the stupid stuff I got to go do on Monday morning. But I know that's not happening anytime soon. Plus,
Can I butt in real quick?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't mean to cut you off or
No, you're good.
Victoria or anything, but I mean, if you're trying to reach a goal, don't beg for that goal. Just be yourself.
Mhm.
And if you be yourself, it's kind of like Field of Dreams. If you're yourself and just be yourself, the followers will come. Do your content on YouTube. I mean, I'm not worried about subscribers. I'm not worried about goals. I'm not worried about the money. I don't care. I just want to help people.
Mhm. I love that.
I want to meet good people that, if I send a fan mail package, it's like, man, that guy's cool. Great. Am I getting fan mail? No, I don't. So, I just post my videos. I'm showing my life. If you want to watch it, great. If you don't, great. I love trolls. I mean, troll me out. I mean, I was born before internet, so
Yeah, I think a lot of us were.
yeah.
Al Gore invented that, didn't he?
I remember when we didn't even have cell phones and when our phones were connected to the wall and also had this long cord to the piece that went to your ear and mouth, and you had to go.
Yeah, you were calling radio stations to win a prize.
Yes, most definitely. Playtime was outdoors, climbing cliffs for me and trees. I was very
Exactly.
much a tomboy, right? Frustrating the hell out of my parents because they would tell me, "Don't go climbing on those cliffs. You're gonna reach up in one of those rock crevices and get bit by a rattlesnake." First chance I got, I was climbing those cliffs, and I was trying to get to that goal at the top of the plateau. so that I
That's what
can
I'm trying to
boycott.
say, Victoria. Just be yourself. Just be yourself, and you're gonna go big. Just be
That,
yourself.
that's what I am. I mean, I think I'm pretty darn boring. Unless people bring me out of my shell,
I
I
mean,
Like
I
don't much talk
appreciate
about
you
myself.
subscribing.
I will say
It's
this: no, I don't know anybody else. You know, I don't. I follow a lot of YouTube channels. I don't know anybody gets on there and does with your talent. You know, do the flute with your tribute, you know, with your heritage and stuff like that with the American Indian. I think that's beautiful. So that's kind of like your niche, your lane, in as my perception of you. So like Zed's saying, just be you. You know, I don't know why I create. You know, I did the story time. That, you know, that's me. You know, like, you can like it or not like it, but you know,
Yeah,
like what Zed's saying, I can totally relate to what he's saying. Like yeah, like
my
I,
Sundays is when I do my flute playing, my storytelling, and my storytelling is out of myths and legends of Native American stories. And I want to continue. You know, people have suggested, well, why don't you find other kind of stories to read? Because I want to
well,
read Native American stories.
my story is that I don't care. I'm just showing my life as it is right now. If people want to watch it, great. If they don't, great. I try to make fun. I try to have fun on YouTube. I've been on the internet before it was started. So, you
Well, Zed,
know,
tell us a little bit about your channel. Give us a taste. Tell us a little bit about your channel.
my channel is all over the place. I do scratch tickets. Well, I started with scratch tickets
That's what I
on
remember the
YouTube,
most.
and I met a bunch of a-holes, and I met a good bunch of people. I follow Plat, AR and Fixing the Scratch, you know, the big guys. And then, you know, I watch Matt's Off-Road Recovery, you know, and they're big wigs, but I'm kind of getting tired of them because they just got too big on YouTube. They're the biggest channel on YouTube right now. But me, I just want to show where I live. This is my life.
I got a question for you because I just saw, I believe it was your channel because you're the only one that I remember that I do watch that has the scratch tickets. Was it more than $65? And my question is, how much money did you spend on your tickets before you won that
Me?
$65? Yeah. I mean, wasn't it the last video that you showed the scratch ticket and it was like $65?
Oh, I spent $30 on one $60.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 65, but yeah. I would say because I didn't know if you bought more than one ticket. And it was like, how many tickets did you have to buy? How much do you spend on their tickets before you actually win?
I
Are
spent
are
thirty
you
dollars
making out?
on like, I don't know, 10 tickets or something. I only buy $5 tickets, so yeah, I'm not a scratch channel. You know, those scratch channels where they buy the full books and you sit there for hours watching them scratch book after book after book. It just got boring to me. And then you get the same people in there. Oh, good luck and blah blah blah, and it just got boring to me. So, you know, I scratch tickets. I'm I'm taking my adventures and my skills that I have in my life, and I'm going to start making fire ant sculptures, and that's where you see my fire
What
ant
is that?
sculptures. And
What is that? Explain. What's
it's pouring molten aluminum down fire ant hills, and
oh
then you dig them up and you put a base on it, and it's art. I mean, it is art because, you know, I mean, people go and they go to Walmart and they buy this granulated death chemicals to put on fire ant hills. But what you can do is you pour molten aluminum down there, you dig them up, and then it's art. I mean, it shows the ant colonies. Yes, it's sudden death for the ants, but these ants are fire ants.
Oh, they're
They're
pervasive too.
I hate those. We got a lot of those down here. The red ants, fire ants down here. Yeah, they're bad.
That's a funny story. My husband, in a house we lived in one time, we had these fire ants.
Yeah,
There was a lot of them in the driveway, and he poured gasoline in the fire ant hole and lit it on fire. That thing burned forever. It was like he thought it was going to go out. Maybe it wasn't gas, maybe it was oil or something. I don't remember, but he said it was gas. But it burned forever. Oh, he said mixed gas. Probably for his lawnmowers. It was the gas oil mixture.
Well, my channel is full of stuff because I've been building houses for over 36 years, helping people out, and I'm old and I'm tired. I am really tired. My bones don't work anymore, and I went through hell. You know, I've gone through a lot of hell. So, but now I got a new kitty cat. I got a new kitty cat named Mouse, and she's on my channel. So,
that sounds like a pretty
you're looking
cool
at my cat, you're looking at me building houses, you're looking at me making fire ant art, you're looking at me fixing my trucks. I mean, my channel's versatile. So
that's cool. You know, people keep saying you have to have a niche. I think with some of us, at least with me, my niche is me. Yeah. It's whatever I'm doing. Yeah, I mean, I've got videos that is about cooking. I've got videos where I fixed a solar light, an outdoor solar light. I've got videos they're all over the place, as you. And
exactly creative.
I don't know why you have to have one particular niche. I mean, or why a lot of people feel you need to have one particular niche.
Well, that's where you know, when I first got into YouTube, I got into the niche of the scratch community, and it's the same shit and the same people. And, you know, and when I first got in there, I was having fun and cutting up and everything, but it's the same goddamn people and the same thing.
Yep. See, I've got people from all over the place. I mean, any channel you see here has their own different kind of content. It's not like a group of RVers. I mean, when I first started my other channel, that's mainly who I followed and who followed me was nomadic RVers. I don't RV and I'm not nomadic, but I enjoyed their channels because I got to see places that I wouldn't get to see had I not watched their channels. So, you know, that's good. But it's like all of these people are different. Some are preppers. Some are storytellers. Like him over there. Some are scratchers and just everyday Joes like you. Some are me, you know, just doing whatever I end up having. I'll be doing something and go, oh, wait a minute, that's good content. And video it, you know. It's whatever strikes you at the time. Hello, Nisi. Thank you for coming in. Nisi is a crafter. She does crocheting. Some of the people I follow are crocheters. Some are scrapbook people. Some are jewelry selling people. You know, I don't just follow one type of people.
Exactly. And that's what I'm getting at is I follow everybody's channel.
Yeah.
I
Whoever's
follow
good.
creative. Look at creative right now. I will follow his channel. I follow trucking channels. I follow the cop channels. I follow the fraudulator channels. Those
True
First
crime.
Amendment people that are idiots. And I mean, why do you want to go harass somebody? I I go to bed at night watching the scammer channels. The scammer Riona, the scammers that take the old lady's money from India.
Oh, I think I know. Yeah, I think that's a lady that does that, right?
Yeah, Riona, she's awesome. I mean, I
She
listen to
she,
her.
she calls them and she scams them back, right?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
there's scam baiter channels. I watch all
yeah,
those. I watch the news. I mean, my cable TV is YouTube. I
yeah.
mean, I
I
don't
don't
have
have cable.
Comcast.
I don't have cable, and just I haven't watched TV. I didn't watch TV for like 20 years, and
Yeah,
just recently, I think it was a month, maybe not even a month ago, I got the Roku. Um,
yeah.
so and that way I can pick and choose what I want. But I'm falling back on old shows like
Uh,
oh, what's
yeah.
the I can't think of the name of it right now, but it's got Mr. French. Do you guys
Uh,
remember that show?
I mean, there's so much out there, and I mean, kids don't have to go to school. All I have to do is go on YouTube. But creative, go check out Anne Marie. Um, gosh, creative. Um, subscribe to me, and I'll hook you up with Anne Marie. She does crocheting. She's actually knit me a blanket since last year.
She
She's
also
knit
does the
me.
diamond art.
Anne Marie is knitting me a blanket that I paid for from last year. It's a king size knitted blanket,
Are you
and she does
talking
a lot of
about
crocheting.
Zed? Are you talking about Anne Marie from Tiny Homes or Big Dreams, Tiny Budgets?
No, Anne Marie is over in UK. I mean, gosh, let's see.
Oh, okay, that's a different Anne Marie.
Let me try to post her channel. I mean, she's awesome. She needs help, and she needs to get her channel growing.
Yeah, we all do. We're all working at it. I just hope it don't take me 5 years again. But
I'm sorry. I'm
it is
sorry,
what
G
it is.
Money. And I want you to post your thing on this too.
And if you guys watch the little ticker thing down there going across the screen, if you type in listen, oh, we lost him. If you type in listen in the chat, it will drop your link and other people can pick you up from there. So if you would like to drop your links, just type in listen and it will drop your link. But yeah, we lost Ed. I think he went to check somebody out and fell out.
I like listening to him because it's cool because everybody has a different perspective. Um, on my personal page, like a long time ago, probably like a year ago, I was watching a lot of those scratch off channels. Just for you know hoops and giggles, whatever you want to call it. But it's like he's saying, like after a while, you're seeing the same thing over and over. Every once in a while, you see somebody,
No,
really.
not listening, just listen. Type in listen, not listening. Listen, and it'll drop your link. I'm
But
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, you're fine. But I understand what the gentleman was saying there. Um, it's everybody has a different, it's like I'll give you a perfect example. Everybody has different goals in life or different aspirations. Like I could never understand growing up why nobody would want to be a trooper. That was one of my things. And I could never understand why anybody would want to be a fireman. But I appreciated that there were firemen in the world. But I'm like, why the hell would somebody want to do that? Why wouldn't you want to become a police officer? But it's so funny. But like we we need plumbers, we need electricians, we need pilots. We all need different aspects of life. Everybody has a different goal or different motivation in life that can contribute to life. So it's, I understand what the gentleman's saying. It's like he, he, he's beating to his own drum, and I totally respect that.
And here is my lady that sells beautiful costume jewelry, and sometimes she'll get really nice sterling silver jewelry. She's got a bunch of. Sorry for cutting you off, Gary. Again.
No, you're fine. I'll be right back.
Okay, she's got a whole bunch of turquoise and silver bracelets that I really, really would like to have. She hasn't started selling them yet. But she has an awesome channel. She's in Canada, and she sells some pretty cool jewelry. If you like jewelry and pins and all that kind of stuff. Oh, I get to see a kitty. Look at a kitty. My dog's going to go crazy if I keep saying that. They like to chase them. And I didn't teach them to do that. I actually been trying to break them of that habit, but for some reason I can't break them of chasing after them. Hello, kitty, kitty.
She likes to play fetch. That's her new game.
When I play my flutes, I forget who it was. Somebody said every time I play my flute, her cat comes running to listen to me playing.
My mouse.
Cats are cool. I've had cats from little kittens until they were full grown, and they're very affectionate. They can get a little carried away sometimes with their kneading, though. I'm okay with the kneading. It's just when they let their nails kind of get out a little bit.
She saved my life.
They can be very affectionate, and they're very intuitive to your feelings.
My cat doesn't have a tail.
I saw that. She's a bobtail. She's a Black Panther bobtail.
Yep.
She's very pretty.
She learned how to play fetch just recently.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. She just wants to
Welcome
play
back,
all the time.
Gary. But let me go grab my flute, and
I'm going to talk while you do that, because I was just thinking of something as I left the room.
Go ahead.
And this is so funny. This may sound corny as hell, but generally in real life, I'm a loner. I just stay to myself. I like it that way. And I've always watched, I say always, I'd say the last 5 years or so, very big viewer of YouTube. And it was so weird. I never, ever considered creating a YouTube channel. And then, like I told you previously, when that other famous channel had kind of mentioned it, I started thinking about, let me give this a shot. And then this, like I said, I told you it's going to sound corny as hell, but YouTube, I've had so much going on in my life for the last 14 years. It's been ridiculous. And I truly feel like YouTube saved my life. And because it gave me it gave me something to occupy my time, but in a positive way. And being able to meet so many new friends, just I'm losing my train of thought here, but basically YouTube, it's to me it's magical, and I'm not always eloquent with my words, but to me YouTube is very magical to me because uh, I do meet so many people, so many interesting people. Like I talked to you about, JJ Drones, the guy Jason Johnson. He does droning. I don't give a rat's behind about drones, but he's a
Yeah,
cool he's
but
a
they
cool
can get
dude.
some.
He's a cool dude. I admire people because I know I don't have the I don't have, I'd crash that thing in a New York minute, but like it's so cool. It's the people behind it. Everybody has different knowledge they can share with people, or they like, but a lot of times you find the common denominator, right? Maybe this is my message. The common denominator is there's a lot of people out there with a good heart, and I want to surround myself with more of those people because
Exactly.
I probably what I'm trying to say in a roundabout backdoor way was the reason I'm a loner is because I've had so many disappointments in life with people, and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
find I find it very comical that a guy who's a loner can get in front of, like, it's taken me a while to get to this point, can get in front of a half-ass camera and a half-ass, like, actually it's a pretty good microphone, and sometimes I can't shut up, but I truly feel YouTube and my YouTube friends have saved my life. And I don't want to go in a whole bunch of detail, but I will. That's how I feel. So
Yeah.
I appreciate you have your cat. Like my life is total chaos right now, and I just try, and every day, I honestly all day long, like I'm doing
you,
some.
you are not a loner, man. I'm a loner. I mean, I am a big time loner. And
I am
I'm
an
so happy
introvert.
to meet you. And I like to get your phone number and actually meet you. I seriously do.
We
I
can do
was
that,
an
bro.
introvert really bad, and my friends started telling me, "Hey, I should get on here and open up and start talking to people." And I really, I started off going up on a karaoke channel that I used to follow, and getting used to being on here through going up and doing a karaoke every once in a while. And when I realized how nice people was being, I thought, well, it's maybe not so hard, because I don't like to talk about myself a lot. I I'm still that way. I don't like to, but people can draw out questions, and a lot of times I will answer those questions. Um, it's like I was just on another channel and we were talking about my life as a carny, and my young life, and being homeless and on my own, and I did that until I was 16 and got emancipated. So there's a lot about me that I have a hard time talking about. I don't like to talk about my health issues a lot because then people, you know, not always, but then you have people thinking, oh, she's just trying to get sympathy and blah, blah, blah. And no, I'm not. I don't want people to feel sorry for me. It's just that somebody asked and I answered. And usually that's how you're going to find out anything about me, is to ask, and then I'll answer. But if I am left to my own devices, the only person you're going to know is the person that's talking to you right here. And it's going to be an everyday conversation. It's usually not about me. So YouTube brought me out of my shell a bit. My husband said it brought me out of my shell a lot because I was very reclusive, and, you know, I didn't talk a lot. Key the name, quiet listener. I didn't mean to make everybody go quiet.
We're waiting for the flute. Hey, I got to tell you something funny. When I know I mentioned this earlier. Here I go, the guy that can't shut up. I was on JJ Jones live. I think it was last Sunday, and we did like this. When you do the StreamYard, we do like an after party. It's not recorded, and we all sit around and just shoot the BS for like 45 minutes to an hour, and we were talking about different things. And we were all, I don't know how this came up, but we're all going to order kazoos. And we're going to, instead of playing the flute, we're going to play the kazoos. So I got to figure out, do they still make kazoos? Can I get that on Amazon?
I don't know. You can
grew up-
Google it. I'm
When
sure
I-
you can Google it and find out.
What-
Hi, Busby.
When I was in elementary school, I remember playing the kazoo, and I need some practice, but
I was not good at anything in school. That's the honest to God truth. I was not good. Well, I was good at history, science, reading, art, but and I won first prize in grade school for the Washington State Fair. I won first prize ribbon for a piece of art that I did in the 4th grade. And then in junior high, I won again the Washington State Fair first prize for a bust I did back, when Cholos, lowrider Cholos, it was a bust of a Cholo with his hat all tilted, kind of down, and wavy hair and the goatee and mustache. And I won for first prize for a clay bust that I did of that. But that's the only art that I ever was pretty proud of. Anything else? No. My face was always in a book when I was young. But so we are heading for the 2-hour mark, y'all, and I'm gonna end this at 2 hours.
No, 3 hours. You got to go 3
Oh,
hours.
I don't want to go to the 3 hours. No, no, it's too long. But I will enjoy seeing all of you again next Friday. If you wouldn't mind coming, you're more than welcome. I enjoy all and everybody that's here. Thank you so much for being here. And I appreciate everybody. And so I always end my night with God bless. Stay safe.
hang on. Don't leave yet.
Okay. And stay awesome. You know why? Because you're all awesome. All of you. You've got an awesomeness in you that is your own personal awesome in one way or another. And believe that. And you're awesome to me because
You both have just got my phone number, so.
well, thank you.
Money,
oh, is that the private chat?
that's in
Yes.
private chat.
Let
That's
me
just
Okay.
for
let
you.
me grab my book and write it down because once I close this, that won't be there no more. So
Yeah,
and I
so write that down, G Money.
darn, this is my pen holder.
And you all just text me, okay?
Sure will. And I don't know if you do Facebook, but if you do,
I don't do Facebook. I
Okay.
mean, I have Facebook. I do Marketplace on Facebook.
the only reason I do it is so that I can talk to people in chat in the Facebook Messenger. That's
We
the
want
only
3 hours. We want 3 hours. We want 3 hours.
no 3 hours. No.
Come on, let's go for 10. Let's go for 10, Charles.
No, I'm not one of those people that do those things. There's channels. There was a channel, the Mike's
Fishing home.
I can't traveling Mike's Mike's Adventure or something like that. I can't remember what his channel
The
is.
following message said,
Mike's-
my social network is CB Radio. What?
But he did 24 hours.
Oh, wow.
And I guess he had a hard time getting it downloaded. No problem doing the live. It was when it came time to actually have it become part of his channel.
I think like on different I think, don't quote me on the numbers. I think the max you can do on StreamYard is like 6 hours on like continuous live, or it's 6 or 8. I think it's
Well,
6.
I know you can do up to 10 hours. And after that, if there's anything in there that you want to clip out, you can't clip it after, I think it's after 10 or 11 hours. It takes away your opportunity to clip anything out.
No,
But
I have no idea. I mean, I just come here to chat, and I don't care about 10 hours or 50
Yeah.
hours. You know, just be yourself and just have fun. And
You tell Timmy congratulations on winning the race. Mr. Timmy Ray the King is a race car driver. So if you guys like that kind of thing, please check out Mr. Timmy Ray the King. He's an
Yeah.
awesome kid. And Charles is his dad, and his dad is also a race car driver.
oh,
And my husband was a race car driver when he was young. His mother was a race car driver. And
Busby,
his father was a race car driver at our local track.
Busby, you need to contact me, Busby, and we'll get
Yes,
through
that's the
what
one,
you did to
Busby.
me.
The Adventures of Traveling Mike. He did.
Busby is a good guy. He
He is.
and
I know Busby.
go way back, and
He is a good guy.
and Busby is a good guy, and I don't blame him for what he did, but it kind of hit
don't know what
wrong
he did.
wrong time.
Yeah, I don't know what he did. So all I know is I like Busby. He's a good guy. I agree with that part.
Busby is a good guy, and I will never put that guy down. I won't.
And by the way, you guys, please check out George over here. That's who I am. His link is in the About section of the video. Please check him out. See if you like him. And if you like him, give
Anyways,
him go over there and help his
y'all
channel.
have a good evening. I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for coming in to Quiet Listeners Chat, and she's a good woman. I'm so happy to meet some good people.
I'm glad you came, and I hope you'll come again. And, Polarin, what are you doing? I'm about to close the darn thing. What are you doing?
Yeah, just had to drop
do
a
that,
couple
bud.
messages in your private chat there. Somebody needs to be taken out.
Okay, I'm looking. Oh, dude. Okay. Hold on. Let me go back, and I'm gonna. Well, Sarah's got a wrench, but let me see if I can go find you and give you a wrench, Polarin. So you can do that for me. Okay, you should have a wrench now, Polarin.
Okay,
don't
thanks.
All right, hon. Yeah, we're gonna close this down, y'all. I've got 1 minute to play you guys a song before I close it down. So, God bless. Stay safe. Stay awesome.
And he's gone.
Thank you all for coming. And so you guys, I'll see you. Thank you for coming up here and hanging out with me on the panel. And I hope you'll come again.
Have a good one, Victoria.
Make myself big.
Your voice is that.
That is Polarin. Polarin.
PK6WBJ, Northwest Corner. waving.
He does. What is it you do, Polaric?
I do CB radio stuff, software defend radio, and all that stuff mainly.
That's right. And if anybody wants their links dropped real quick, now's the time to do it. Just type in listen in the chat and it will drop your link. And everybody, please check out everybody else. If you don't know them, you might want to. All right, here we go.
I'm gone. Have a good night.
Thank you guys again. I so appreciate you. Thank you for making my life. You know, it's not much of a life without you. So I hope you'll come again. Good night.